Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Big E.
It's Eli.
What it is, everybody? It's your boy A-Tiz, and I just want to let you guys know this Rise and Grind podcast episode was brought to you by Out the Box, the ultimate toy shop in Thornton, Colorado, open 7 days a week, located over there on 10215 Washington Street in Thornton, Colorado. That's Out the Box, 10215 Washington Street, open 7 days a week. Let's go, baby. Wake up and rise and grind.
So I get all my Transformer figures.
Yup, and stop by and tell Lopez what up.
Yeah, make sure to tell him to call me. He hasn't called me in a few days.
He's been clocked in for like 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
He's hidden in a case.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? It's Big E.
It's your boy Eli.
What it is, everybody? It's your boy A-Tiz, and you are now tuned in to the Rise and Grind podcast. Today we got a really special guest, one of my day ones, the homie Junior, aka KFT from Talk Hits, baby. How you doing today?
Look, you homies, it's an honor to be here.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, it's about time we got you on here, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Busy man. You know?
Hey, it's been a minute since I've known y'all, and
Right.
to be here, to be doing this, man, for real, like it's dope, man.
Oh, yeah. And you kind of inspired me to kind of get into this. I don't know if they know
hell yeah,
about
man.
that, but
Yep.
I seen your podcast growing, and I'm like, dude, we need to definitely hop on that, you know?
Hey, man, that means a lot, for real.
Oh, yeah. So how
Straight
you
up.
doing today? Good?
It's good, man. Things are going good. Trying to stay positive with things, you know?
Right. Always got to have a positive mindset every day, right?
Manifesting it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right,
Always.
Junior. So who's Junior? Who's KFT?
Junior goes way back to Mexico. No, I'm just playing.
Right.
No,
Way
so
back.
check it out, man. I actually want to take it back to like the first time I met, A-Tiz.
Okay.
You know what I mean? First time I met A-Tiz, he was there all about the grind.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Full time.
Nobody reminded me of myself more than A-Tiz when I first met him, man.
Oh yeah, I appreciate
You know
that,
what I
man.
mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
for real. And we were out there doing some, and of course it wasn't enough to cover the bills, but it was nonstop.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It was nonstop. And then that led me to Ernesto in the house. And Ernesto was like you guys were saying on the last podcast, like jump,
Yeah.
make it happen.
Yeah, you got to, right?
And that's what I saw with Big E over here, man. He was like jumping. He was jumping. Of course he didn't know everything about certain things, but he's like, man, I got this. We're gonna make it happen.
I think I was willing to learn. That was
Right.
the thing about it. I was willing to ask questions and learn the business.
But does anybody ever know anything about everything that you jump into?
Exactly.
yeah.
That's kind of the process,
Exactly.
right? As you learn and you get better and you keep going. And I mean, almost fake it till you make it, right? I didn't know anything about printers, and I just jumped in and shoot, we're doing pretty good, you know?
And I've been selling figures for, man, I don't even know how long, man.
What kind of figures?
You know what? I should say collectibles.
Okay.
Everything that's collectible, I've been jumping in. I've been doing it forever. Easily more than 20 years.
That's 2 decades, man.
Yeah. And I would find whatever toy shows and I just jump in and sell. Most of them I didn't make much.
Well, here's something interesting too. Is that I believe you were part of Pop before me and Anthony were even part of that operation. We came in there and you were already a vendor.
If I'm correct, I was the second person to sign up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was like 5 words, and I was like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, well, let me explain to you what's going down, how it works. I was like, I'm in.
Oh yeah.
I don't care if I
Jump,
lose for
right?
a year, I'm in.
Oh yeah.
So how long you became a vendor, and how long until Anthony started coming around?
I want to say like a month, 2 months.
A month.
Yeah, it was about 2 months after,
about
probably.
2 months.
Because the shop was already kind of filled up by the time I got there.
Yeah, it was about 2 months.
So how did you hear about that spot?
I heard that spot from going around selling at toy shows. Ex-owner or whatever would do the same thing.
Oh, okay.
And then they told me he was doing his own. So I went and I did a show there. And then when I was leaving, that's when they hit me up and said, look, this spot, we're renting it out. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I was like, I'm in.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I signed up like that, you know what I mean? And like I said, one of the things going around like selling at shows and all that, one of the things, and it's gonna sound messed up, right? But one of the things that I realized that made me change my whole game was like, I looked around and I said, okay, none of these fools are rich.
Yep. Yeah.
I know that sounds messed up, right?
That's awesome.
And I mean, we were doing it this weekend. Everybody's all sweating. Everybody's working their ass off. And they're willing and dealing, you know, giving up what they wanted for it just to make that sell.
Yep.
But yeah, to me, it's not a life for me. The shows, to me, I tried it and it's just not for me.
It's tough.
The breakup, the setup and the breakdown.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
It's brutal.
Oh,
you know?
man.
Even the pregame to get all the inventory.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, the pregame is no joke.
But
yeah, I'd rather be somewhere inside.
But it is good profit because like the last show that I did that I put my 100%, I made about $2,500 within 6 hours.
Yeah.
So it's a good turnaround, but there's a lot of behind the scenes work that goes into cons and stuff.
It kind of goes back to that flow, those shirts that we did for that short show. Like it was a ton of revenue.
Yep.
It was just I went home that night regretting it.
Yeah.
You know,
Like I said, there's a lot of pregame, pre-planning, executing, but yeah.
And on the other hand, I'm not really one of those. I'm not a seller. I buy.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of feed on. You guys have been sitting out in 96-degree weather.
Yeah.
So where can I haggle you to get the lowest price that I want to buy at, right? And then I wait till the end of the day. You guys have been out there all day long.
He's sitting in his car.
I'm sitting with the AC just
With the
blowing,
AC
you know.
The big gulp.
And then I see, you know, the girl's hair starts to fall.
Yeah.
You know, the guys are, you know, trying to cool down, and that's when I hit the vendors, and I'm like, you know, I have to offer them half price. You know, some of my most prized signed horror pop figures, you know, the guy wanted like what, I can't remember, like maybe 900, 1,000.
Yeah.
And I think I bought them all for $400.
Yep.
You know, and that was because it was the end of the day. He was hot. He wanted to get out of there.
He want to take it home.
And he's like, I'll take it.
We were just talking about that before the show too, with those Pokemon cards.
With the Pokemon cards?
Yep.
Yeah, I was invited to break at another card show or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And I was on my way out. Homeboy stopped me and was like, hey, man, I drove from Texas. I haven't sold a thing, you know.
Damn.
Help me out.
Yeah.
I ended up buying them out. I don't know if it was a good decision or not, but I was like, you know what, let's help them out. You know, it's all about, that's the other part of it, man, is helping each other out.
Yeah, the community part of it.
Yeah, because it might not seem like it, but that they might have needed that money.
Yep.
You know, and yeah, it might seem like you're giving them a low offer for it, but some people are just happy with unloading
making a
it.
sale. Yeah, making a sale. Yeah.
I don't know
imagine driving from Texas and not making anything. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean, gas prices alone, you know,
Yeah.
and probably still took a loss.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, like I said, like without the box, that was my thing. You know, Pop started. I wasn't doing so good in life, but Pop was keeping me together. It was something that I can continue to do and mess around with things that I love. Then that went away. Man, that one really hurt.
You remember that phone call? Remember I gave you a call that night. I'm like, it's in the close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really hurt. And then Out the Box came back, bro. And I wanted to tell you guys, man, putting that together, it felt like you put it together in one day.
They did.
Yeah. I mean, it pretty much was, you know, like we had our backs against the wall.
And getting that phone call and you guys saying that to me, it helped me out, man. It really did. It really did. Like, and I mean mentally.
Yeah.
You know, because for people like me, we like places like that. And as much, I mean, I can't be there as much as I want to be. Yeah. And I know when I am there, I'm bugging. I'm like, yo,
dude,
Tiz.
So here's Tiz. Yeah, you're right. But when you are there, dude, you're there for like 5-6 hours.
Yeah.
You know?
And he disappears, dude. I'm like, oh, he left. And then he's just around the corner talking to somebody else. Yeah.
And I love it, man. I could be there all day, all week. You know what I mean? And I know I can't.
And honestly, the customers enjoy that too. When somebody like yourself is in there and they're knowledgeable of these toys, you know.
Oh yeah.
They feed off that, you know.
And because of that, it brought it back. Now I'm back to it. So you guys helped me out a lot with that. So I appreciate it, man. You guys have no idea. How much
and it's been amazing to watch your growth from Pop to now, because just from you going to printing and then being able to do what you love full time, it was really, really cool to see that, man. And like you said, mental health is a very, very important thing.
Oh man!
Like without that, you can't move forward.
I feel like we were all there for a reason. Me, you, and Anthony were all there for our mental health reason.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
We were all there. So like to me, I wasn't about to let it die. You know, and we talked about this the last episode that there was a lot of people depending. Like you were one of them. You looked to that as an outlet, and there was dozens of people actually that told me the same exact thing, that they needed this.
And you know what? It's fair to say that you could have easily let that die because it was hanging on the bad side, right?
Oh, yeah.
There was that, like, let's be real about it. And I don't know, right? But my guess is it was way off on the bad side, way more than anything on the good side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was financially, it was very upside down. The contracts that the dude had were pretty rough to keep going.
COVID,
Yeah, COVID.
There was no money coming in really anywhere besides what we were doing on the side, selling toys off to the side. We were doing what we could, but there was no money coming in,
And the fact that you were like, screw it, let's do it.
Yeah.
And it jump in
within a week.
Well, that was a part of that helped us too, is like the vendors. Like the vendors actually saved the day for us. People ask, like, how'd you fill up this whole store? Well, we had, what at the time, like 30, 40 vendors?
No, at our high point, we had about 52 vendors at one point.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I thought it was like 15.
No, it was like 52 at one point.
So, and we signed a lot more vendors than that. This is just at one time. We had 52 live vendors in the store.
Because I remember signing the checks.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of checks sitting there, have to sign.
Damn.
And we don't have as many vendors now, but they're powerful vendors like yourself. Like
you want key point vendors in there.
We get a lot of people that come in there and just drop their stuff off.
Yeah, and then they don't come back for 3 or 4 months.
They won't come back and
be upset that their check's $20.
Yeah, they won't bring no new inventory. They won't price drop nothing.
That's the conversation I had with Anthony, right? I went and I was like, dude, why is this case so empty?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, we decided, it's kind of a mutual agreement, right? To part ways with the vendor that just never came and restocked.
And he had great inventory. Here's the thing, is he had really great inventory. He just wasn't prepared to put in the time.
Yeah.
And you get what you put into it. You know that, No,
and that's the thing is, like, throughout this whole consignment thing with toys, it's crazy to see how many people jump in it and do it for a month and then just completely fall out of it because you have to continue to hunt for the inventory. You have to continue to source good prices in order to make a good check.
And and you know how many times people came in the store and said, "Oh, I have enough inventory to fill up 3 of these stores."
Yeah.
So let's start off with the shelf, and they can't even handle that one shelf.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'd rather just deal with the serious sellers. That know how to resell instead of just people trying to make a quick profit.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of why you guys restructured things, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because before, it was month to month, right?
Yep.
And now you're like, let's do I don't know, like, is it a 2 month, 3 months, 6 months or something like that?
So right now you could do a month to month, but the premium is a little higher if you want to just do month to month. And then we have a deal where you can do 3 months, cuts it down to X amount, and then 6 months that cuts it down to X amount. But we always try to tell people to do it 3 months now just to fill out the water because, like I said, they only might have 3 months worth of inventory and they don't source it. So then that 6 month, it's not beneficial for either party.
One of my key points with it, the way that I see it, is I'm out there hunting, which whatever free time I get, man, I grab my son and we're like, let's go. We got to find something.
Yeah.
Right?
What does hunting mean? Like,
that
tell me, like, where do you go? How do you...
Anywhere, everywhere, man. Garage sales, yard sales, Walmart, everything.
Okay.
Everything, man.
So some is new, some is used.
We shake everything. We look under every rug. You know what I mean? And my son is trained, man.
I love it, dude.
Good.
That's what I love.
I send him in the shop and he's ready to roll,
Yeah. And your son knows how to spot a good deal. Like, that's the one thing I noticed when his son's in the store. He'll be like, "Hey, Dad, this is way underpriced.
Yeah, let's pick it up.
So that's one thing I respect about him. He already has that mentality of buying. Like it made me sad one day he didn't want to open up his toy.
Yeah.
Like it really got. I'm like, damn, dude, he needs to open up that toy.
He needs to open that up.
Yeah.
But he looked at it like it was a resale. Like he bought the toy.
An investment.
But I could tell he really wanted to play with it.
Yep.
Which shouts out to JR. you know, real quick.
Yeah.
Like, it takes certain people that come through in life, right?
Yeah.
And when I've met JR, I'm sitting here watching him just rip these things open, and I'm like, what is this fool doing?
Out the box.
You know how I know he's always there? Because the morning I'll go there, which is usually on a Monday, he's been on there on the weekend, and I find a box ripped, and it's just this. It's like ripped.
A pile of boxes.
Because you know, I open toys too, but I'm delicate with the box.
Yeah, you cut the tape and just lift. You know,
and I save the box.
Yeah,
he tears I seen chew marks on one of these boxes. I don't even
chew or chew.
Chew marks.
I believe it.
Like rah.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I'm like, man, dude, there's some scissors right here. You know, like. But yeah, I mean, it's that's how I always know he's in the store. It's like he's ripped open something probably really. And I always look at the tag. It's like $60 toy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, this dude ripped it open.
But straight up though, after like 2 days of meeting him, which is crazy because I felt like I know him forever now.
Yep.
But I went home, I looked at my shelf, and I was like, you know what, son, pick 5 figures. Let's open them.
Hell yeah.
You know, and
was he happy? Was your son happy?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Or did you think you were setting him up?
Nah, he was like, are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah.
This one right here, and I was like,
she's like, but PPG.
Just do it.
Yeah.
But back to what I wanted to say. One of my keynotes the way that I look at out the box, as far as a seller there, is it's not just your shelf; it's out the box in general.
Yeah,
it's the whole shop.
Yep,
the big picture.
I try to bring in things that are strange, that are people not seeing. You know, because a lot of people kind of have the same stuff. Once I see they have that, I stop bringing that.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things that you have in the store right now is the luchador mask.
Oh, the lucha mask?
Yeah, those are awesome. And everybody always looks at those, you know?
You know what, man? That one was one where I was like, man, I need something new.
Yeah.
I need something fresh, and it needs to be legit. And I ended up meeting this one dude who gets them straight from the maker.
That's cool, you know?
So these masks that you find out the box that I'm bringing in, it takes like 3 months, 2 months to get them.
Yeah.
And they're made legit straight from the maker.
The quality is great on these. I've inspected these multiple times. The quality on these masks are...
Right now as we speak, I got one from LA Park, who's the original La Parca from WCW.
Yeah, I was just about to say that one.
Yep.
That mask is 100% legit replica.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
the only thing that's missing
are yours in the shop. Okay.
The only thing that's missing on that LA Park mask is the foam that they put inside for the wrestlers. Other than that is from his, mold.
That's great.
It's exactly from the same maker.
That's awesome.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
And what got you into that?
The lucha?
Yeah.
Oh man, I've been a wrestling fan my whole life.
This is the wrong avenue.
Yeah.
I've seen many customers go down this road with Junior where they ask him one question about wrestling, and then
I don't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I'm like, I don't get the hype, but I've never been the norm. Like cartoons, I don't watch cartoons. I don't, Pokemon. I was never into Pokemon until the later days. You know what I mean? Until just a few years ago, and then it lasted 1 year, and I was like, yeah, I'm done with Pokemon forever, So yeah, I never got the hype of wrestling.
I don't think Pokemon's done with you, man.
No, I'm done, dude. I'm done. I've spent. We've talked about it before. I went all in for a full year, tens of thousands of dollars, and now I have a garage full of just unopened, sealed boxes that. I mean, honestly, I'll wait till I die probably and let my kids sell them all off, just because it ruined me. That community ruined me forever. Like, I'll never go back to Pokemon.
It scarred him for life.
For life, dude. Like, I don't even want to see. I see a card and I'm like, chuck it in the trash kind of thing.
It's like that Lion King moment where what's his name throws his brother off the edge.
Yeah.
That's Pokemon throwing Eli off the edge.
Done,
And you said the community.
Yeah, they're kind of rough, you know what I mean?
That is.
For being new, like you would, like you figured, hey, let's bring them in, but I'm also a dick too, and, maybe that plays a part of it, but yeah, I'm so I never really got the wrestling hype, and then I think you, JR, Anthony, that one live you guys did, right? And I came in and I I was throwing shade like crazy, right? I got a text, hey guys, and JR didn't know me at the time.
Yeah.
And you know how I am. I like to ruffle feathers, and
you're the ultimate heel.
they're like, dude.
Yeah, he's the heel.
He's like a Marvel supervillain. That's how I know.
You know, they text me, hey, dude, JR don't know who you are. Chill. And I was like, no, that's no fun, you know? So I kind of bowed out of that. You know, I think
he didn't come back for a week.
Yeah, I think the first comment I was like, what's wrestling? People still watch that, you know?
I think I remember that. I think
it pissed a lot of people off.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. But that's what I do, you know what I mean? And it starts a lot of conversations, right? But I guess I probably should have introduced myself to JR first and been like, hey, this is, or maybe they should have warned him. I guess that's not my job. That's your guys' job. You need to warn people about me.
Sometimes I like to see people's reactions.
Yeah. So, but, you know, but now that I've, you know, watched more and more, I'm like, dang, this thing is, you know, it's big.
No, I think wrestling in the next 3 years is just it's gonna skyrocket because Triple H just announced that they're gonna be uncensored on Netflix when they move over on 2025.
Yeah.
What does that mean, uncensored? Like they can cuss and stuff?
Yeah, so right now they're in like the PG era.
Oh, okay.
So they're trying to keep it PG, but they're moving over to different networks, and now that, like I said,
that'd be pretty cool.
It's gonna be amazing, dude. Like the next 2 to 3 years of WWE is just going to skyrocket. That's what my predictions.
You know what's crazy about being a wrestling fan? It teaches you how to handle hate. It teaches you how to handle like that pressure of people, you know.
Oh yeah, just like
talking shit,
like having a heel.
Because being a wrestling fan and throwing it out there, like either you love it or you hate the hell out of it, and it gets dissed so bad. Mm-hmm. Like the people that don't like it, if they hear you are a wrestling fan, they start talking smack. Or you like men in underwear oiled up.
Well, it's almost like the toy thing. You know, like when people think you like toys, like I hear this a lot. Oh, you like to play with dolls?
Yeah, exactly.
And that pisses me off every time. You know,
but be like these dolls can buy you a car. Yeah. And some of them can buy you a house. You know what I mean?
I remember, 12 years old, I'm walking into school. I got a Shawn Michaels shirt where he's got his shirt off and he's flexing, and I'm like, that's HBK, right? And everyone's dissing me, like, why are you wearing a shirt with a dude with no shirt on? What's wrong with you with broken hearts and he's got his earrings on and whatever. Yeah. So it kind of like it's crazy, man. But you learn how to deal with that, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it helps, and the whole fake thing, like, oh, it's fake. It's this, it's that, whatever. Like, it's sometimes it could be hard to deal with, but it teaches you how to deal with situations that, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, go train to be one of the wrestlers and then tell me how fake it is.
Dude, standing in one of them rings, dude, it's a whole different ballpark.
Yo, I did it. Yeah. I did it. I did it for 2.5 years. At the same time, I was doing, like, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, right? I had to quit wrestling. Yeah. I had to quit it. It was hurting my body.
Oh, I bet, dude.
It was beating me up. I was leaving the wrestling ring more beat up than in MMA.
That's crazy.
Well, check this out. Most artists could only perform on stage for like 30 to 40 minutes max before they're done.
Yeah, completely done.
Imagine wrestling and performing and jumping off, turnbuckles.
Putting your body,
Yeah, imagine that endurance,
But at the end of the day, if it ain't your thing, ain't no hate on that. I get it.
I just was never introduced to it as a kid. You know what I mean? Like I was watching CNN instead of that kind of stuff,
CNN instead of the WWF.
CNN
instead of WCW.
I mean, I did know that one guy.
You should come up with your own wrestling promotion called CNN.
CNN.
Just business suit.
Dope. Rip it off. I don't know.
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Yeah. I mean, we got a lot
on CNN.
Yeah, some dude coming out with the briefcase and
some money.
It's all business here.
Auditor. The auditor.
The auditor.
The repo man.
I'm gonna audit you tonight. But so before we were talking about you doing card breaks, right? And you said, 7-8 hours a day? So let's touch on that a little bit. Kind of tell us what's a card break, what kind of cards, and.
So before I jump on that, man, I had a job that was paying me well, and it wasn't even a hard job to do. And I kept waking up every day saying, "Thank the Lord, I'm doing this. Thank the Lord that I have this." You know what I mean? But I was going home depressed. You know what I mean? I was going home like feeling like I don't want to talk to my kids. I'm locking myself in the room. I don't want to talk to nobody. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's all I did, man. I'd go home, eat, sleep, wake up, go to work.
Yeah, repeat.
Is this when you work the night shift too?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that does something to you too, actually, because I worked the night shift one time and it's
like
depressing.
Totally off.
Yeah,
And the checks were awesome. You know what I mean? The family was loving them, but I'm here like just like I hated it. You know, I hated life. You know what I mean? And I ended up just quitting. I got up one day and like you guys say, jump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ended up quitting. Well, this is what I did before I quit. I looked around and I said, all right, what in life doesn't change for me that no matter what I do, I can't get away from? Collectibles, comic books, cards, figures. Like, it's just me, man. I'm a big nerd in it. I just can't stop. You know what I mean? As time goes on, from the age of 8 to now, I've been buying figures. I've been buying comics and cards. I ended up quitting the job. I like doubled my hustle on eBay. You know, I doubled my hustle without the box and all that. And I started writing down what I want to do.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
I started breathing it. I started believing it, man. And it was doing good, but not enough. So I started looking for work. And I was like, I need to find somewhere where I could work part-time from home so I can continue the hustle, you know, push out the box, you know, do eBay, whatever I got to do. I ended up coming across this ad that said sell toys from home. And I was like, yo, that's what I do.
I remember
You know what I mean?
I remember you coming in and telling me, like, yeah, hey, I think this is a scam, it is, but I don't know.
Where'd you see this ad at?
Shoot, where did I find it?
It was on like Facebook or something, right? Was it social media or was it?
I can't remember.
I remember you coming in and telling me, dude.
It looked fake,
yeah,
like
super
fake
scammy.
as hell. I talked to Tiz about it, like, yo, what do you think about this?
Yeah,
what do you think about this?
Yep.
And then I ended up throwing it in, and then they sent me back, like, answer these questions, and it was like, do you go to Comic-Cons? Do you watch movies? Do you read comic books? Do you know this? And I'm like, man.
Check.
Like, what? Right? I was like, this ain't real.
Yep.
So I ended up sending it in, and then they're like, dude, I'd like to have a Zoom call. And I was like, whatever this is, they're going to try to scam me out of what I got.
Yeah.
But let's see. And I'm not gonna lie, man. Between those moments when I quit my job and all that, it wasn't an overnight thing, man. It was a struggle.
No, it was a good couple months, dude. Because I remember you coming restocking and telling me that you quit your
was
job.
hard.
Yeah.
So I finally do the Zoom call. I was all nervous. I was like, what do I do? So I went to my wall where I have like all these figures, and I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I did it. And then
you talked to the figures?
Yeah.
You asked them for what do I do? You know, like.
And
Dear
then
Funko God, can you guide me?
Yeah.
And then he ended up having that, and he's like, yo, I really want to meet you. And then he's like, do you have any type of experience on camera? And I was like, yeah, man, I got a podcast. And he's like, what? All right, send me what you got. And honestly, man, I'm not going to front. I thought he was going to see Shaggy Two Dope on it and say, like, man, he's a juggalo.
Yeah.
Because the world hates juggalos, right?
Yeah.
You know, but back to the wrestling thing, to each his own, right?
Yeah.
But he's like, I need to meet you now. I ended up meeting him. The job was supposed to be, I give you my stuff, you sell it from home. You know what I mean? And I cut you a check. When I finally got to meet him, he changed it to, I want you in the office. I want you in the warehouse. And the whole job was selling online, streaming online, selling. You know? When I went in there, I saw what they had. I saw what they were doing. And I saw everything. And all I saw was like potential. That's all I saw.
Opportunity.
And I was like, yo, I could kill this. This is my realm. This is my world. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to lie, the pay in the beginning was garbage. It was garbage, but I took it. And I told him
it as an opportunity.
I told him, look, I'm going to take it. Your pay sucks. It's trash. I don't know how you think someone's going to live on this. It ain't going to work, but I know what I could do here, so I'm going to rock this.
So would you get a percentage of what you sold kind of thing?
It was hourly.
It was hourly?
It was hourly. And got on there, did my first show, whatever. Started learning the system, you know what I mean? Within like 2 weeks, I raised up the sales. Third week, like had one of the best days they've ever had. You know, started getting more comfortable in front of the camera, whatever. And after that, he gave me like a full blast raise, and he's like, yo, I don't know where I found you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God I did.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
you know,
thank God he made that ad and put it out somewhere. You know, somebody's seen it, you know.
Later on that month, he walks in and he's like, you ever been to San Diego? And I was like, no. He's like, you ever been to San Diego Comic-Con? And I was like, nah.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, you want to go? And that was a dream of mine that I thought I could never accomplish because of the lottery, how much it costs to get there, flights and all. It's tough.
Yep. That's like the premier Comic-Con, right?
Yeah.
For those out there that don't know.
1 month working with this company, they fly me out to San Diego, man. And I'm walking around with a corporate badge, watching Marvel unload their stuff, watching NECA. These were dreams of mine, you know what I mean? Yeah. Watching Hasbro and Mattel. I helped the NECA dudes. I was like, can I see that Predator? I was like, damn. You know what I mean? I helped them. I was like, that was a dream of mine, man, to take pictures of these, just to go and take pictures. Now I'm helping them, right? And
what's up, man?
After that, man, it blew up. Thank the Lord, man. But like I said, man, it was hard work. And it was like investing all the time in the knowledge and everything that I like and whatever. And right now, man, we are breaking cards. We sell cards. And it was crazy because if you know me, my whole life I've been a Street Fighter fan, right? I love Street Fighter, man. My whole back is a Street Fighter tattoo.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's how much. And he gave me a call one time and he's like, yo, I hope you got the right answer to this. And I was like, what up? And then he's like, I just dropped a bunch of money on this. We got to make it work. And I was like, all right, what up? And he was like, do you know anything about Street Fighter? And I was sitting there like, what the? I said, what you got, brother? What you got? And he told me, I got Street Fighter cards. And I was like, dude, I'm going to kill this.
Nice.
I showed him my tattoo. I explained everything. And that's where the cards got started with Street Fighter.
That's awesome, man. Do you still do good on the Street Fighter cards or?
They're currently sold out. I think GameStop's the only one that's got them left, but they're currently sold out. They're out of print.
So what's hot right now?
Right now is this product called Currency, man. It's insane. Yeah. It is insane, man. And all the cards is images of people, things that affect the economy.
Okay.
Like memes and things like that, cryptocurrency. But you could pull numbered hits that go for like 400 to 500. Some go for G's. There's a one-on-one Onyxes that go for 3,000 to 5,000. And then you get a redemption card. When you pull the redemption card, you scratch it on the back and you win cryptocurrency.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
And people have pulled whole Bitcoins, which is 69 G's right now?
That's nuts, dude.
You know what I mean? But right now, that's what's killing it. And we stream every day, man. Monday to Sunday.
Yeah, and you were saying you're just a couple blocks from DTF, right?
Yeah, we're just a couple blocks away.
I never even realized that,
Yeah, right over the highway.
And that right there, that took me to, man, I've been to Chicago to do the Trading Card Nationals, man. I've been to Pensacola, Orlando, at MegaCon and all that, man. And next month coming, man, I'm back at San Diego. We're doing Vegas in August at the Designer Con, man. I'm telling you, it was
living your dream.
It was all manifestation, man.
Yeah, and it was me. And it didn't happen overnight. Like I said,
and it didn't happen overnight.
It took a while.
I took a hit, man. Yeah. Family was struggling, bro. Them ramen noodles were getting expensive. You know what I mean? Yep. Like no joke.
Oh yeah, groceries are expensive anymore. Yeah.
And I just kept breathing it, living it, believing in it, and just moving forward. And man, I want to say thanks to Chaz. You know what I mean? Who took me in. And he saw what I am and what I got and the knowledge and what I could do with it. And right now, man, he hasn't been in the office. He said, it's yours. Do what you got to do. Let's make this money. He hasn't been in the office in a month and a half.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah.
And it's just me running it. And we've had no issues. Yeah. And we're making it, man. We're doing it.
Like I said in the beginning, dude, it was very awesome and a privilege to watch you grow, dude.
Thank you.
Because like I said, I seen when you were down at the low point, and then I seen when you came up, dude. And now, like how you said, you're just living the dream, dude. You're doing things that you dreamed of doing, and it's amazing to see that just based off of toys and collectibles. It's insane.
Hell yeah, man. And it's same to you, brother. Same to you. I'm telling you, I see like you remind me of me when I see what you're doing and all that for real, man.
So you said that before, right? This is the second time. So what exactly reminds you of?
It's the truth is, it's the grind, it's the hustle. I can see it in his eyes that he's like, I got my family, but I don't want to be where I'm at right now because I'm not liking this. This is not bringing me happiness.
Yeah.
I got to step up on that ladder and find that.
Yeah. It's always evolution, always growth.
And he doesn't stop,
So being a hustler, I mean, we've been grinding day in and day out, do you ever really find that happiness? Or do you get to a level you're like, hey, I need to go 2 steps up, and then you go 2 steps up and you're like, wait, I need 2 more steps. Because that's where I find myself, right? And my wife is like, you're always just doing. And I'm like, yeah, because I never feel like it's enough, you know? So is there ever really 100% happiness in where you're at? Or are you being a true hustler? Are you constantly, hey, I need 2 more steps. I need 5 more steps?
It's a great question.
It's crazy that you said that, because last night after I ended my stream, I was actually thinking about that driving home. And I think it's more of course, we need the money. Of course, we want better for our kids and all that, right? But I think a lot of it has to do with sometimes you really got to step into what you got and really look around.
Yep.
And respect what you've done, you know what I mean, and what you got around you. And that's even going outside, man, and looking at a tree. You know, and respecting the life and the air you're breathing. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you always got to step back and take a look at what you're doing.
Yeah,
it don't
smell
look,
the flowers.
Yeah, it don't look as big to you, so you have to step outside of that and look back at what you're doing to understand what you're doing. You know?
Yeah, I think a lot of that. It's crazy. It's really crazy, bro, that you said that, because I was really thinking about that. You know? Yeah. And look, me personally, I ain't got a bank account that's stacked. I'm not saying I got this and that, whatever. I'm like barely making by, right? But even though it's exactly, I was thinking exactly what you said, and I was like, wait a minute, man. Sometimes we got to step back and be like, all right, what do I got?
Yeah,
it's hard, right?
I mean,
no, it's hard. It's
hard.
It's hard to live in the present moment when you're chasing the future.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know? But that's a great question, dude. Like, for me, the hustle is my drug. I'm addicted to it. That's where I get my high from, is being in the cut, being under pressure. And that's why it feels like it sucks sometimes and it's really horrible, but that's where I get my high from, is just being on it full time.
Being under pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not under pressure. Yeah, if I'm not under pressure, I'm sitting on my couch watching TV, and I'm like,
well, that's what our business is. Like, you know, from the first day we opened out the box, it's been pressure.
Yeah, under pressure.
Like, nothing's changed, really. It's just how we handle it. Like, it's still stressful. It's still very stressful. You know, it's just,
and that's growth. Is learning to adapt to that pressure and evolving and moving past that pressure, because there's always going to be more. Otherwise, you're going to end up staying there.
Yep.
Do you guys find that the sellers you got don't understand that pressure sometimes?
Yeah, I feel that.
Don't understand, because like, to be honest, whatever you guys come at me with, and it doesn't matter what it is, you know, you could come up and say, hey man, things of this and that has happened, this happened, whatever. We're gonna have to charge you double. I don't care.
Yeah. You've always been.
I'm not gonna argue with you, because you guys got to pay these bills. You guys got to work this. You guys are doing this. Whatever. Do what you got to do to make it happen.
You understand there's a reason behind that reaction, and we're not just doing that just to fill our pockets.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I've said before, right? People, like, if something happens, you know, let's say a fake Funko gets out there, right? There's some people that will jump, and they don't even support you.
Yeah.
But they'll be the first ones to jump on you and be like, see, he told you these guys, you know, they don't know what they're doing. They suck. They just sell fakes, blah, 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 right? And I'm like, nobody knows, right? How come it's all these people that can't go and do what they did and open their own store are the first ones to jump down your guys' throats, right? Yep. And that's, I think, what pisses me off. And I've walked away from people, you know? I mean, like, dude, I support these guys 100%. You know, I see what it takes. And if you think you can go do it, and let's see how successful you are.
And I think I was reading a comment on our TikTok yesterday. It was just a negative comment, but it was somebody saying that, imagine thinking your store is awesome, but everything is overpriced. But I remember reading that, and I'm like, man, like people would rather support a huge corporation and then support a small business.
That's life, dude. And
I don't set every price in our store, but I could tell you this: go to our store, you're gonna find, you know,
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure our store is probably one of the ones with the best prices in Colorado.
I could tell you right now it is.
Yeah.
I could tell you right now.
I've talked to many people that go toy hunting within Colorado, and they always say, well, you have the best prices. It's $10 to $20 cheaper than anywhere else.
And at the end of the day, like anyone who buys from out the box, you know, has my respect like no other, man, because all the other sellers in there, whatever, we're not getting this stuff wholesale, yo. You know what I mean? This stuff ain't coming to us, you know, half price.
Yeah.
No, and we're spending gas and time away from our family going hunting the product.
Well, shout out to everybody that does spend because they're supporting how many families that sell with us?
Probably a dozen, dude.
You know, they're
more
not just
than
supporting
a dozen,
one
probably.
guy at the top of the pyramid getting rich.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You go in there, you buy something from somebody's case, that person made that sale that day. Yeah. You know, that means a lot to them. It might not mean nothing big to us, but to that person making that sale, that's big to them, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Yo, it really is. It really is. Whether anytime I look on there and one thing sold, I'm like, right. You know what I mean? I love it.
Every morning I wake up, I look at it. You know, I just, you know, it's cool.
And that's the thing. They hate you guys thinking you set the prices, but you got vendors, and the vendors set, you know, gas is expensive, right?
Yeah.
So how many hours? Yeah, how many hours are you guys driving around? You know, spending $3 a gallon, $3.50 a gallon now, right? Going from spot to spot to spot.
Yeah.
Like, what is your time worth? You know, there's a lot of people that wouldn't do it, right? Because they're like, oh, I don't have time, or I don't make enough money. And that's those people that like to hate. But also, you know, with this show, we get a lot of negative comments too, right? Oh, it's just another 3 guys in a podcast. That's all we need, you know? It's like, yeah, sure, okay. You go do your own then, you know?
Not just that, like it's just another 3 guys, man. You guys are doing something every day.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
You guys are running. It's like, what, 4 joints?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All together? You know what I mean?
There's like 4 joints a day.
Like, try it.
Yeah.
Try it. You know what I mean?
Rough,
so
multiple side hustles that no one even knows about, you know what I mean?
Yep.
the fact that the homeboys want to sit down and give you a preview of what this feels like, how this goes down, if you can't respect that, then all right, you know.
We did this to share the knowledge.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. And that's what I saw when I first started watching you guys. I was like, all right, this is dope, man. This is this is tough.
But yeah, kind of to go back to your question about vendors not understanding the whole, you know, overhead. You know, it happens more than you think, because, you know, I've had vendors come to me and be like, hey, let's work on this percentage. I'm doing a lot of sales.
Yeah.
Or can we get rid of this fee? Like, let's get rid of this dollar fee. And I'm just like, I don't think you understand how overhead actually, and
how everything
taxes
works out.
and energy and all that stuff works. You know, like we're just that, all these fees are to keep everything afloat.
Yep.
You know,
Keep the lights on.
keep the lights on.
Yeah, you're not getting rich off of those.
Oh yeah,
fees,
no,
you know?
those fees are just fees are just so we could be there.
Being in Colorado alone, property taxes have doubled on some properties. You know what I mean?
No, that's what's insane about owning a business, dude, is getting hit with that property tax.
Oh, yeah,
It's scary, dude.
And that's another episode. But I would love to share our AC bill with, you know, our energy bill.
Insane.
Let's talk about how much we pay in electricity here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I've never seen, and I have a restaurant that runs tons of, you know, appliances and
industrial.
And this electricity bill is still twice the price of my restaurant.
A restaurant?
Yeah.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
That's like,
I mean, it's nonstop, and it's funny when people, they don't realize what a building costs.
Yeah.
I mean, we're paying rent to somebody else, you know, and every year it raises 30%.
Yep.
You know, welcome to Colorado, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. Is like, you need to remind you, we're in Colorado, man. Everything is up. They're taxing.
And it's going to keep going up.
And they all want their money. Where do you think and that's, I think, the hardest part. That's why I don't sleep, right? I'm like, we got all these bills. We have employees. We have families. Those employees have families. Yep. Like, what if we wake up and we're like, hey, we don't have sales? What happens to, you know, we got to shut the doors. How many vendors go? How many of their families suffer? And yeah, maybe some of them are hobbyists, right? They don't do it but there's a lot of people that do it full time. Yep. You know, they depend on that check out the box.
Yep.
You know, there's people that work here at DTF. They depend on that. So if I'm not up all night every night trying to figure out how to get one more sale, one more customer, like we could fail. I mean, tomorrow's not promised, right?
Yeah.
In any of these businesses, tomorrow's not promised. I've seen businesses for 20 years go under because they couldn't afford their bills. And I think that's where people don't understand is it's hard to have a business. They want corporate, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the government and we can go down that rabbit hole, but the government wants corporate, right?
Yeah.
Because corporate pays politicians.
I've only been doing it for 4 years, and I want to say the first 2 years I explained it like a lot of times, and after that 2 years I just stopped explaining it to people because some people they just don't conceive what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm not going to waste my time.
And they'll never understand.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, like if it doesn't cost me this to do that for you, why would I be sitting here just trying to take it out of you?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like I want you to succeed and make as much as you can, so you keep coming back and we work together, right?
Yep.
So it's like MegaCon, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, bro. Now that I'm involved in the Bills, yo.
Oh, I bet. I bet it's a whole nother story.
To do MegaCon in Orlando. All right. First of all, if you don't know this, at cons, you're not allowed to take your stuff in. I don't know if you know that. You can some of it by hand, right? But you can't have anything with wheels on it. What is it called? God damn it! What's the name of it? When you're part of a thing for a job, I can't think of the word. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. So it costs $2,000 for each pallet that they could wheel in, and you can only stack it so high. So think about that, right? So it's 2 G's every pallet. You're thinking in your head right now, I'm gonna do a con. How many pallets do you think you're gonna take in there of merch?
If you're a big company, it's probably about like 10 to 12.
Yeah, right. And say out the box takes one at Denver Comic Con. How much merch do you guys think? It
has to be at least 2
to 3 pallets, right?
I was gonna say like 3 to 5,
right?
Yeah,
at 2 G's a pallet to take in.
Insane, dude.
You know what I mean? That's not counting the booth, which the booth is like 10 G's.
Oh man,
that's
right?
Crazy.
So are those events more for advertisement standpoint, or
you know what?
I would believe so. Just amount of foot traffic.
But it does. People buy more because they know they're at the con, and they want to say, "I bought this from this con, right? I got this." But if you're working with other people together and you're all going in at it, that's the way to go.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
So sometimes if it's a break-even thing, was that something that you guys are cool with? Like, as long as you guys are going there promoting, you're able to break even?
Like, let's see, like MegaCon, just to get it going, to ship the pallets to Orlando, to get the spot, just all that was 30 G's. That's just to get that going. When we were there, they charged 5 G's for the internet.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
5 G's, $5,000 for 3 days of internet.
It's cheaper for you guys to just go get a hotspot.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what the right?
Crazy.
Dude.
And we need it because I stream live at the shows, right? And it ended up costing like 60 G's.
Oh, wow.
MegaCon.
What do you project off that? I mean, what's?
Well, I can't really say. I'm not gonna lie, man. We sold about $10,000 worth of cards.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's all we did. Something did happen though that kind of affected our sales.
Yeah.
That happened with the certain companies or whatever. But either way, I straight up, man, it's not bringing the money in that we're putting in.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not even breaking even. I'm not
even on the back end when people go to watch the streams and stuff.
No.
Do you think?
I'm not even gonna front, man. It's not.
Do you think is it poor advertisement on the situation and when you're at the con promoting like, hey, come check us out when we're doing this streaming?
I think there's some of that.
I think it's because there's a lot of competition at those cons too. You know, like
that too. Well, there's a lot of factors.
I will tell you this though. Aside from the money that was brought in from those cons or whatever, we meet people.
Yeah, the connections that were made. Networking is more.
We make connections, bro. That holy you know what I mean? Like, for example, or the Orlando show. I want to say Orlando show was like $40,000 loss.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But we made 5 connections that are changing the game right now for us. One of them...
Distributors and stuff like... Okay.
One of them just shipped us 20 Mike Tyson signed gloves.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That we're going to be giving away.
Hook me up.
Yeah. we need to set over here for the office.
Yeah, we do.
Like straight up.
Yeah.
And a lot of those, that's what you get out of it.
Yeah.
So that's what you get out of it.
His cons are like our flea market shop, right? We waste more money the days that we're open at the flea market, but we promote to come customize your stuff here. You know what I mean? Stickers, banners, all that. You know, the flea market is just a throwaway.
It's a storage. I consider it a storage kind of.
Yeah, it's more of a storage. Yeah. You know, we don't make any money. We spend more money in labor than it's worth. You know, the blanks that we buy and whatnot. You know, we spend more money, but it brings a lot here.
Because what happens too is people see us pressing shirts down there, like, well, how could I do that?
Yeah.
How do I be cool? You know, and then we just explain how they get in the business. And actually, are you wearing a DTF press shirt?
Yeah, well, I'm right here.
I thought
I saw that too. Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's the only way I do it, man.
So, did you press it yourself, or did you have? Okay.
Yeah. So tell me about that. What was your first introduction with DTF Express? Like, you remember us talking about it, or what was it that brought you to it?
I forgot who was the one.
I think it was to make some shirts for your podcast, right?
I think
you just needed shirts, and you wanted me to make the shirts for you.
I think it was something like that.
And I'm like, yo, you can make them yourself, and you can eliminate the middleman.
The first thing that thinks to me when I think about, you know, DTF is easy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yo, it's so easy.
Yo.
It's so easy, man. You get online, you throw your images up, you resize them, whatever. It's easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you get your own press, take them home, press them.
Slap them on. Yeah.
Super easy, man. And
that's what we're about.
At the time that I needed them, man, it was fast. Like, I remember I called you and I was like, I know this happens all the time because I've been in that situation where I'm talking shit about people that do this, but I need my shit by tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I remember
that's what we're about.
I remember that first batch of shirts we printed up for him. It was at the mom and pops in that office.
Oh, yeah.
And you overprinted those so big.
Oh, dude, you came in and
You said you wanted them big. And this is the wrong dude to tell you want something big. And so I remember he printed those as big as we could print.
It was like the faces, right?
Remember those? I think we still have some in the bag that were too big to put on a shirt.
The face was bigger than the shirt.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
And those went to Ohio at the Gathering of the Juggalos, man.
Yeah.
We gave a bunch of those away.
Nice.
I know that's going to have to be a whole nother podcast, dude, because we got to get into your podcast and the Juggalos and the gatherings and everything.
Well, we didn't even touch on any of that. You know what I mean?
Not only that, man, I was super proud to show Big E, like, man, check this out.
Yeah.
And Shaggy Two Dope was wearing a shirt that came from DTF. You know what I mean? On there. And I was like, look at that, man. Where'd you get that from? You know what I'm saying? But
that's a big conversation in itself, man, because that's a whole nother topic that I want to touch in on too. Because growing up, watching ICP and Shaggy and everything, and then hearing you talk about it before you even just started doing the podcast and thing, this man right here interviewed Shaggy Two Dope.
Yep.
He's been to his crib.
Yeah.
Like, that's an accomplishment.
Let's touch on it just a little bit. You know, we're kind of running out of time, but let's
like, we get back at it, whatever, but the thing that I want to say, it goes back to manifestation. It goes back to being positive. It goes back to knocking all the negative out of your life. Whether it's family, whether it's friends, it don't matter. Whether it's your dog, bro, get rid of him. He's negative, right?
Right? Cut him out.
You hear that, wife? Get rid of our dogs.
But me and my brother started a podcast called Talks Hit. And we were sitting there doing it. We were getting a few guests. One night we were doing it. We started it through phone only, which, believe it or not, man, the phone way, it's not a bad idea. Mm-hmm. The reason why is because people aren't on camera, so they're not pressured. They don't feel pressured to, like, give this image.
Just audio.
And they get more personal and they get more deep. It's crazy, man, the difference, right?
It's like a phone call in a sense.
But one time we were sitting there talking about MMA and wrestling and all this, and I stopped him and I was like, hold up, bro, hold up. And I was like, all right, what are we doing here? What is this about? He's like, we're doing a podcast. I was like, what are we doing though? And he's like, talking MMA. I was like, yeah, but what's the goal, man? Where are we headed? And he was like, for real? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I want to get Shaggy Two Dope on the show. Like, I blocked my phone and I did this, and I was like, this is dumb, man. Is he thinking, like, what a fool? We're going to get Shaggy Tudo up on this? I was like, all right, whatever. All right, cool. Goal number 2, what do you want to do? And he was like, I want to go to his house and do his show.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, he just went from worse to like,
to,
you're pushing your luck off the cliff, brother. Like, what you doing? But then I was like, thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Why not?
Exactly.
Why not, right?
You got rid of that negative.
I was like, you know what? He ain't crazy.
Well,
why can't we make that happen?
Was it was something you weren't comfortable with, and then you had to just kind of step out that comfort zone and do something you weren't comfortable with, and you know.
And straight up, about 3 weeks later, we had Shaggy on the show.
That's what's up.
And we were like, what the
That's awesome, man.
That's crazy.
And then he said, I want to come back. And then he did another one. And then he invited us to do his show at his pad.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That happened within like 3 months of the conversation I had with my brother. But I'll tell you right now, man, we put everything in it. We dropped down, we put the focus. Once again, manifestation, man, it's crazy, brother. I wish I could have took this knowledge younger.
Yo.
Yeah. And so,
You know what I mean?
so that's the ending question, I guess. If you could go to little 13-year-old Junior right now and give him advice, what would you tell him?
Yo, 13-year-old Junior would never believe that when Shaggy Tudo is in town, he calls him to see how many on the list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome.
He'd never believe that shit, right?
Yeah.
He'd be like, nah, man.
Yeah, you're
lying.
Yeah.
You're lying. But honestly, the main thing that I've learned is if you are good at something, and I mean you really are, because there's a lot of people out there that say, like, I'm the best at this and I am good. But they're not, man. They're not.
Yeah.
You still got this to go, right? But the main thing I would tell him is if you really, really are good at something, just make sure, like, it doesn't matter. They're lucky to have you. You're not lucky to have them. That's what I'd tell them.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and that goes with work.
Yeah.
Man, if you're good at flipping them burgers at McDonald's, they're lucky to have you, bro.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You're not lucky to
You're
have
the
them.
best burger flipper that they got.
In the world, bro. SpongeBob, Krabby Patty style.
Maybe we won't get so many wrong orders, right?
Right.
We need
But
more best burger flippers out there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone out there, if you're really good at what you do and you really are and you really help that, they're lucky to have you. You're not lucky to have them, man.
That you value yourself.
Yep.
And that's very important to know your value and know your worth.
Unfortunately, I learned that like way down the road, man, versus
Too
like...
late, but I mean, honestly, there's no better time than now.
No,
And you know what? Once I did, it changed everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It really did.
There's no late time to start. You know, you can start right now. Don't matter your age, your skill level. I mean, there's always right now. Let's start it. There's if you're always, like I say, if you're always waiting for a right time, then that would be it. Just start it right now.
Jump.
Yep. So just jump. Well, thank you for blessing us
man,
with
thank
your
you guys.
positivity. We really enjoy. We're definitely going to have you come back because I think we have a lot more to talk about.
Oh, yeah, brother.
So
I don't even think we scratched the surface.
No, I don't think so.
Not even.
It was just skipping over things.
This is how things go.
It's that
We always
rock
go-
skipping through the lake.
We always go sideways on toys. It always seems to get back to toys, you know?
it always does.
So,
Well,
but-
that's what brings us all together in a way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Junior, well, shout out your podcast and anything else you want to shout out.
Tell everyone how they can find you.
So if these guys get on Whatnot, look me up on Geekfield, brother. Geekfield, I rip live every day, man. I got my nephew in there working it. You know what I mean? I got a new homeboy that I'm training right now. But if you look me up, it's Geekfield. Look, if you're from Rise and Grind and you're watching this and you show up in there and you say Rise and Grind, whatever you purchase, man, I'm hooking it up with a T-shirt, sock, a whole gift box.
Dang.
I'll hook you up. If we got nothing that you like, I'll set something up for $1 and I'll send you a T-shirt, sock. I'll send you a whole gift box, man, if you're from Rise and Grind.
We're all about those tube socks up in here.
Hey,
Right.
Hey, we got them gremlin ones.
Yeah.
Hasta acá, mira.
Higher the sock, down to the food.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, get on. It's Whatnot on your phone app. It's look up Geekfield. Bookmark those shows. Join me. And also on YouTube, me and my brothers got that Talks Hit, man. Come hit us up,
Check 'em
man.
out.
We get wrestlers,
Drop in the comments, Rise and
actors,
Grind. Let them know.
music artists, man. Come show us some love, man.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you guys.
You guys have a good night.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
Rise and grind.